Friends, we find ourselves at the precipice of a trade war, a conflict waged not with bullets and bombs, but with taxes and tariffs. As of February 1st, 2025, the United States has imposed new tariffs on goods imported from some of its closest trading partners, Canada, Mexico, and China. These tariffs, essentially taxes on imported goods, have sent shockwaves through the global economy. They have the potential to upend decades of established trade relations and impact the wallets of everyday Americans. The Trump administration, in its infinite wisdom, has slapped a hefty 25% tariff on goods from Canada and Mexico. China, deemed a more distant threat, faces a still significant 10% tariff. These tariffs affect a staggering 40% of all goods imported into the United States. Everything from the car you drive to the food on your table could see a price hike. The stated goals of these tariffs, according to the administration, are lofty: curbing immigration, combating drug trafficking, and raising revenue. However, many economists argue that these tariffs will primarily achieve one thing: making goods more expensive for American businesses and consumers. The situation is fluid, complex, and frankly, a bit terrifying. So, buckle up, dear viewers, as we delve into the tangled web of tariff turmoil and explore how these new policies might just impact you. To understand the magnitude of these new tariffs, we need to first understand the interconnected nature of the North American economy. For over 3 decades, the United States, Canada, and Mexico have operated under free trade agreements like NAFTA and USMCA. These agreements foster deep economic interdependence, creating the largest trading bloc in the world. Think of it like a 3-legged stool. Each leg, the United States, Canada, and Mexico, provides crucial support to the whole. The United States relies heavily on its neighbors for everything from raw materials to manufactured goods. Canada stands as the United States' top importer. In 2023 alone, Canada shipped nearly $475 billion worth of goods to the US. In return, the United States exported approximately $350 billion worth of goods to Canada. Meanwhile, Mexico supplies the United States with a cornucopia of goods, from avocados to automobiles. In 2023, the United States imported roughly $418 billion worth of goods from Mexico. In return, Mexico received approximately $320 billion worth of American exports. The imposition of these new tariffs throws a wrench into this well-oiled machine, disrupting the delicate balance of trade that has defined North America for decades. Now let's talk about the part that really hits home: your wallet. These new tariffs aren't some abstract economic policy. They have the potential to directly impact the price of goods you rely on every day. Remember that 25% tariff on goods from Canada and Mexico? Well, get ready to shell out more for your next car. The automotive industry, heavily reliant on cross-border supply chains, is expected to be hit particularly hard. Analysts predict that the price of new vehicles could increase by thousands of dollars. But it's not just cars. Electronics, clothing, home goods, processed foods, virtually anything imported from Canada or Mexico could see a price hike. Even the gas you put in your car could be affected, with some experts predicting an increase of at least 50 cents per gallon. Essentially, these tariffs act as a hidden tax on consumers. They increase the cost of doing business, and those costs are inevitably passed down to you, the consumer, in the form of higher prices. So, the next time you're at the grocery store, staring down the barrel of a $10 gallon of milk, you'll know who to thank. Section 4, Retaliation, a trade war looms. Now, you didn't think Canada and Mexico were just going to sit there and take it, did you? Of course not. Both countries have indicated that they will retaliate with tariffs of their own, targeting specific US exports. Canada, known for its passive-aggressive politeness, has hinted at targeting Tesla, the electric car manufacturer. While the specifics of Canada's retaliatory measures are still under wraps, one thing is certain: they will be calculated to inflict maximum pain on the US economy. Mexico, with its own set of grievances, is also expected to retaliate with tariffs on a range of US goods. The details of these retaliatory tariffs are still being ironed out, but they are sure to further escalate tensions and disrupt trade flows. This tit-for-tat exchange of tariffs has the potential to spiral into a full-blown trade war. Imagine a world where the cost of goods skyrockets, businesses crumble under the weight of tariffs, and the global economy grinds to a halt. It's not a pretty picture. The future of global trade is, well, uncertain. With nations poised to retaliate and tariffs threatening to disrupt established trade relationships, the world stands on the brink of economic upheaval. The decisions made in the coming months will shape the economic landscape for years to come. Will cooler heads prevail, or are we headed for a prolonged period of economic conflict? Only time will tell.